Hello, hello. Old Dad here. Getting ready to watch SmackDown. Nia Jax takes on Tiffany Stratton again. And Aleister Black takes on Carmelo Hayes again. Now, Carmelo Hayes versus Aleister Black. I'm all for that. Last week I was just like, they're going to have a sequel. I want to see it. They have three-way matches for qualifying matches for Money in the Bank. I'm hoping for Chelsea Green to win. I'm hoping for Jimmy Uso to win. I can't say I would be mad if any of those guys won. So let's get to watching this. Starts out with Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa, and this new guy, I think it's CJ. And they're talking, but the big thing to take away from that is Solo Sikoa was taunting Jacob Fatu. He even was like, what was that thing that you used to say? You used to say about me all the time. What was it? What was it? Like taunting him. And he was like, I love you, Solo. And he was like, yeah, but that ain't how you said it. How did you used to say it? And taunting him. But then LA Knight came out, and next thing you know, LA Knight's fighting with them. They go back to the ring and stuff like that. It's over. That build-up is beautiful. And I can't wait for everybody to start fighting. That's going to be fun. All right. Moving on. Chelsea Green, Alexa Bliss, and Mi Chin. That match went back and forth. It ended really well. It ended with the Sister Abigail. But Chelsea Green got her move off on Mi Chin right before it ended. Alexa Bliss pulled her out, hit her with Sister Abigail, 1, 2, 3. But that match looked so good. And Alexa Bliss being back and just shining, you got to appreciate that. And now she's going to be in Money in the Bank. You got to wonder what they're doing with that. I still want to know what's going to happen between her and Charlotte. Because remember that last week? Them two talking and she being like, Charlotte, we got to talk. I can't wait to see how that all goes around. All right, moving on. I'm telling you, I think that count was wrong. Fraxium versus DIY. DIY, I thought we was getting Ciampa Unleashed. He did the whole taking the knee pad down. And then he kept running. And I was like, what are you doing? And then he hits the turnbuckle. Because what happens when the bigger guy runs toward a corner? He hits the turnbuckle. Ciampa, you know better. Anyway, the pin looked like it was a mistake. It looked like he was just down a little too long and the referee had to finish the count. Old Dad loved that. Then twice Ciampa went to take off the mask of Axiom. The last time they were beating him up, Motor City Machine Guns came out, saved the day. Probably get that match next week. I don't know, but it was fun. That match was fun. All right, moving on. Aleister Black versus Carmelo Hayes. I thought it was going to be great. I was not disappointed. Old Dad, I'm telling you what, this is the match I wanted to see, and I wasn't disappointed. They didn't even a little bit. At the beginning, I'm like, get that big thing off your neck. It's too big. It's too big. That Andre the Giant necklace. Maybe he could carry it around with him like, I don't know. Too big. Too big. Takes up half his chest. It'd have to be uncomfortable. Anyway, that's a rabbit trail. I wanted to point out the fact that Miz got black masked again. Miz, he was getting ready to get a black mask, the Carmelo Hayes. Miz come in, just nailed Aleister Black, hit him with skull crushing finale. Well, went to hit him with skull crushing finale. Got black masked. But then Carmelo Hayes beat the crap out of him. And he ended up hitting him with his move. Carmelo Hayes was the only one standing when it was over. We're going to get a number 3. And old dad's all in on that one too. All right, moving on. Men's qualifying match. Solo Sikoa, Rey Fénix, and Big Jim. Now, I'm very happy. They let Big Jim talk before he came out to the ring, and he is so fun to listen to. Much more fun to listen to than most of his family. I'm just going to say it. He's more fun than most of his family. But he took the biggest beating in that match. I'm just going to say he got beat up probably more than anybody else in that match. Solo Sikoa wins with the Samoan spike, but I'm telling you what, that was a really good match between all of them. There was this point, though, during the commercial break where you got the big TV and the little TV where it's got the commercials. And I'm watching the little one, and I guess they thought that you were going to be committed to the commercials because Solo dominated that. He just was in charge. He dominated. He beat everybody up till right about the time commercials were done. And then they threw him into the corner and they all were on the ground and then working their way back up. And I was like, not like that. You think we're not watching? But Solo still won. And he won. Rey Fénix went to do something and he grabbed him Samoan spike. It was beautiful. All right, moving on. JC Mateo had his in-ring debut. It was against LA Knight. Nick Aldis came out. He was like, you guys are going to fight. We do it in the ring. You two have a match now. Give me a referee. They had a match. It was a good match. Of course it was a good match. LA Knight is amazing. JC Mateo wins. LA Knight was on a bit of a flurry. But then he flew out, nailed the other two. And you knew as soon as he went back in the ring, he was done. And guess what happened? He went back in the ring and he was done. Now, will this be something that goes on again? Of course it will. It's LA Knight. He doesn't quit that easy. I can't wait to see what happens next. But we're moving on. Tiffany Stratton versus Nia Jax. Now that match was wonderful, terrific, amazing, spectacular. It went back and forth. I was sure Nia had it. She got her. She did a Samoan drop on the outside. She threw her back in the ring, hit her with the Annihilator. And then comes this bit of realization. How close is the ropes when you got on the Annihilator? Tiffany grabs the ropes. Now, throw it out prior to that. World's Prettiest Moonsault hits Nia. Nia kicks out. There was the whole Jade Cargill and Naomi thing that spilled out in the midst of the match. I thought that's how the match was going to end. It really wasn't. What ended up happening was after the Annihilator, after she grabbed the rope, Nia Jax was just like, I'm done. I'm leaving. This title's mine. You know what? Here. And then she sees the chair. She grabs the chair. She goes to go back in the ring. Drop kick to the chair. Nia's knocked down. Back over. World's Prettiest Moonsault. 1, 2, 3. Nia Jax loses. Tiffany wins. However, it was a really good match. It was definitive, but it was a 1, 2, 3. But Nia Jax, you need to become a good guy. You need to become a good guy. You're too good. You're too good as a wrestler. You're too fun on the outside. You need to be a good guy. That's it. Now for my notes. My notes. I don't even know what that says. I wrote terribly. All right. Street Profits made a comment that just was wonderful to old dad here. And they were like, hey, we're going to be 100% next week. Hope you are. Because they weren't 100% whenever they got beat. I got a feeling it's Fraxium's loss. This is where they lose. When Drew McIntyre talked about Damian Priest and said one of them's going to leave in a stretcher, he did not say Damian Priest. He said, I'm not going to lie to you. One of us is going to leave on a stretcher. He did not say it was going to be Drew. So, not Drew. He did not say it's going to be Damian. Which means, as long as Drew McIntyre leaves on a stretcher, he lived up to his words. Then, Big Jim for the win. He did this whole big thing at the end. He took the biggest beating, but he is so fun to watch. Big Jim forever. Just want to throw that out. The Jade Cargill thing, I did a little segment about that. And then later on, Naomi comes out and Jade comes out and on site, this, that, the other. They weren't on site earlier because I know they were in Sightline. Throw that out. All right. Mateo trying to figure out how to spell his name. That was a feat. And I still ain't 100% sure right I got it. And I tried to look it up. Anyway, next. One more thing. There was a 3-way match. And all I could think of is there's a 3-way dance. So you have 2 people out there. Have them come in and beat these guys up. It's 3-way. It's a 3-way match. There's no disqualification. Bring in the heat. Why? Just cheat properly. Don't get me wrong. Solo still won. So he did well. He did really well. And last thing I want to point out is how gross is it to be on a WWE mat? I couldn't help but notice how often everybody spit on the mat. You're rolling around and spit. I mean, Jacob did it. Solo did it. Everybody did it. Everybody was spitting on the mat. And I kept thinking, everybody's rolling around in that spit. Okay, so that was a little bit of a rant. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you for hanging out with me. And I will see you next time. Later.